regardless of the route it goes, whether it's good or bad, like I feel like a child changes a relationship, period.
I think about you. If it's something that you want, then you should make me your girl, your girl. If it's something that you need, then baby, come and share my world, share my world. If it's something that you want, come and take a walk with me.
Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Brianna DeBlige, and this is my boyfriend Gabe. We are, as you can tell by the title, going to be answering some questions that we got from Instagram. If you don't follow me on other social media, then you probably don't know. I've been posting little videos here and there on YouTube Shorts of like clips and stuff that I've done with my nesting phase. But officially, just to let you guys know, I am expecting. We have a baby girl on the way, so we just wanted to kind of pop in, give like a life update, couples Q&A type of thing, because I have not seen y'all since I went to Jamaica. And I've been promising this video for quite some time now, pretty much since last summer, and I just never got around to it because I was just so exhausted. So I kind of just wanted to go ahead and sit down, get the video done, and get it out to you guys. So I put the questions pretty much in a certain order as to like, one, how I guess interesting they are. We're going to get the boring questions out the way first. And then I grouped them into questions that were similar so that we can kind of just knock them out back to back in one answer if possible. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and get started. Some of the questions are for me, some are for Gabe, and then some are for both of us to answer. We did get more questions than what I wrote down and what we'll be answering today, but I kind of just wanted to focus on the questions that were pretty much more interesting and less boring, and also questions that pertain to both of us rather than just myself. So that's what we're going to do today. The first question is, how did you find out you were pregnant and what was Gabe's reaction? I found out I was pregnant by taking a pregnancy test that I already knew was going to be positive. When I told Gabe, he gave me a hug. That was his reaction. He gave me a hug. And yeah, because he also was expecting it, but I will let you give like your little spiel. How did you feel when I told you? No way, because he already knew.
I didn't already know.
You planned it, basically.
I didn't know.
You said he looked at his tracker and said that he knew I was ovulating.
I said I looked afterwards. So I was like, it was a possibility. But I was happy though. I don't know.
Jesus. Okay, you can. Can you pull that for me?
Do what?
Can you grab that for me? Thank you.
Alright, so the second question is, have y'all picked out a name yet? You answering that?
You can answer.
Oh, yeah, the name is Tatum. It was like her idea for the most part, with a little bit of collaboration from me as far as like selecting it. But that's not.
I wish I had the list of names he had. Yeah, I had to pick her name because he was all over the place with names. So yeah.
My names were better.
He wanted to name. We thought up until I got the Natera, which is like the test where they find out like your DNA, your genetics or your gender or whatever. And before that, honestly, we both thought I was having a boy. Like it was something that we just knew I was having a boy. And so like, that was pretty much what we had focused on as far as names. And when he came back with his boy names, y'all, he was going to try to name my son Ghana.
No, I think that was a girl name. That was one of the options.
Regardless, Ghana was a name.
That's hard.
That's needless to say, I named her. Her full name is Tatum Selena Grigsby, taking his last name. And yeah, I may be naming all of them.
Next question is, are you still planning to move to Texas with a new baby?
That is up in the air. With a fresh new baby, no. Like, there's no plans to move to Texas, like, well, shoot, I can't even say this year. There's no plans for sure in her first 3 months. But whatever way life takes us, we're pretty much open to it. We're not against moving, but yeah, we're just rolling with the flow of life. What do you think?
You said it.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
there you have it.
If there's money in Texas, I'm not gonna say. All right.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any advice for people early in pregnancy?
That was a question that I feel like was for me, but I actually want to have like both of us answering it, as me as the like woman who's pregnant, and then him as like the support partner. I'll let you go first, actually.
For advice?
Yeah.
I don't really have any crazy advice as far as like the man or like the partner. Just try to be as like supportive as possible. Also, it's kind of never too early to start like thinking about things and planning, whatever it might be. For me, my first thing was just get on Google and start researching random stuff because I really had no idea what was going on. So I would say just go ahead and start from somewhere and just try to be as supportive as possible.
I agree with that. And then from my perspective, as a woman who is pregnant, my advice to people in the early stage would be every pregnancy is different. So that's one advice. Like some of the things that people will tell you because they think that they know what's going on isn't necessarily the case. So one advice would be, or one piece of advice would be to listen to yourself, listen to your doctor over listening to like your friends, your family, people who have gone through pregnancy because they don't know what your pregnancy is really like. A second piece of advice, and this is just based off of like my own personal journey with my first trimester, is to just remember that it's a deadline to it. Because in your first trimester, or even throughout pregnancy in general, even up until like literally last week, I still go through the motions, but just remember that you are strong, you are tougher than what your body is going through. So when you get in times where you feel like you can't do it and it's overwhelming, or you fall into some sort of depression, just remember the end goal is your baby. And then two, at some point it does get better. So those are like my only two pieces of advice. I'll read it. Yeah. Because you read like the last three, right?
You can read. That's cool.
This was actually the question from your cousin, and I wasn't really sure like what it meant. But she said, who do you think baby will take their first steps towards? I'm taking the question literally and saying both, because I would assume we would be next to each other, like when we try to get her to start crawling. Or really, I think it just depends on who has her at the time, because we'll both be like encouraging her to like crawl and walk and stuff. So it really just depends on who has her in that moment.
Yeah, I think both is like the ideal answer. If we had to choose one, it would probably be me. Just because.
Because what?
Babies be liking me for real. So I feel like, I don't know.
You won't even be here when she starts crawling for real.
Where I'm gonna be?
You'll be working again.
I come home.
Yeah, but I'll be with her like all day, so it's like she's more likely to come to me.
Man, you would think that. But you just never know.
Yeah. We'll see. I'll answer the next one because it's specifically towards me. So I got a DM and it says, do you mind sharing why you decided not to share your due date? I am also currently pregnant and saw your post and it made me curious before sharing mine on my page. A lot of breath. I chose not to share my due date just because I feel like when you put things publicly, it opens up a can of worms. Not just in terms of safety, but also just in terms of like emotional and mental, just like everything. So I chose not to share mine just because I didn't want it to become a thing where, which is what we see a lot, especially on Instagram and Twitter and stuff, where people put two and two together of my due date or how many weeks I am, and they start to basically attack me for the things that I'm doing. For example, I don't want it to be like, oh, you're 28 weeks, you're 32 weeks, you're 38 weeks. you're too small, your baby isn't growing, or you're too big, like your baby's going to be huge, or you shouldn't be eating XYZ at XYZ weeks or whatever the case is. So that's why I chose not to share it. It's a sacred piece of information. So for me, I just chose to hold that for our friends and our family versus the public. I've also gotten questions on TikTok under my videos where people will ask, like, and it's genuine. I think it's genuine. It's just they're curious. They want to know how many weeks I am based on like what I'm doing in my videos. And it's not to be rude, but I don't respond to them because that's just not information that I'm willing to share, basically. But if you are open to sharing yours, I say share it. I say do whatever you please. Do whatever works for you. Just because I'm not sharing mine isn't necessarily a reason to not share yours. The next one is pretty much for me too. It says, will you be posting mom content or family content? Mom content for sure. Family content sporadically, just because, one, my boyfriend is not an influencer. He has no interest in being it. So it's not going to be like a all the time, like, I need you to record content with me. If y'all happen to see him in like a vlog, if we're taking her, you know, on her first walk, or we're doing XYZ and he happens to be with me, then yeah, y'all will catch him. But as far as like turning my channel into literal, or my Instagram into like a family Instagram page, no. It'll just be my page. Lots of mom content for sure. I do plan on putting that out. And even then, that will be to an extent, just because some things I'm not going to be willing to post because she is, you know, my baby. So I'm not going to just put any and everything out there. So it'll be mom content, but to an extent. Family content to an extent as well. So yeah, y'all can expect both, just in different dynamics, I guess.
You want me to read?
Yeah.
Which one?
I don't even know where we at.
Are you doing a birth vlog?
I don't know. I plan to do a birth vlog. However, it really just depends on how life pans out. Obviously, if she comes early and I'm at work, or if she just comes in a time that's like chaotic for me, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to have time to like get my equipment, do this, do that, make sure I'm prepared, all of that. If everything runs smoothly and she just miraculously decides to come on her due date, then yes, I will do a birth vlog because I'll be prepared. I have all my equipment already in my bags and stuff like that. So yeah, to answer the question, the plan is to have one. Whether or not we have one depends on how life, you know, just happens. When she comes, how she comes, how I'm doing in that moment. There are a ton of factors that's going to play into whether or not I actually do one.
All right, next question. What's the thing y'all are most worried about?
You can go first. I'm tired of talking.
It's nothing I'm super worried about because I'm not really like a worrisome person. Just making sure everything goes smooth with the birth, with Bree's health and everything, and then the health of the baby as well. I'm not really worried about it, but it is something I'm focused on and I guess concerned with.
Concern is worry.
To me, it's not the same. Worry is like I'm like constantly thinking about it and I think it's gonna happen and things like that. Concern is probably not the right thing either, but it's something I'm aware of. But I do think everything will be smooth though.
I would have to say the same. I think I'm not worried, but I am very conscious of the fact that I am an African American woman going through birth. Very aware, and I constantly get reminded by friends and family about how our death rates are extremely high when it comes to labor and delivery. So that's in the back of my mind. I don't think we're going to have any issues. You know, everything has been very smooth sailing. So yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm worried.
Okay, question. We almost done. Do you think having a child will change your relationship?
I think so. I feel like kids change relationships in general, regardless of the route it goes, whether it's good or bad. Like, I feel like a child changes a relationship, period. I don't think with our personalities it would go in a bad way, just because we're very chill people. I will say I'm more like I suspect to be a little overbearing, but that's just gonna be like my mother nature. So I may be a little, what's the word I'm looking for? I may be a little overwhelming when it comes to her. But I'm also conscious of that, so yeah. I don't think it'll affect like our relationship, just because one, he'll tell me like, Brianna, you're doing a lot. And then at some point, I'll know to self-check myself, like understanding that this is her father. He knows how to take care of her. He knows how to do X, Y, Z. So I think in the beginning, it's just going to be one of those like mama bear things where I have to make sure everything is like to a T with her, but I don't think it'll necessarily affect our relationship unless he just gets overwhelmingly tired and be like, I can't do this shit. So that could happen.
No, I don't think that'll happen. Of course, kind of like you already said, it'll affect it just because it is a new person into the dynamic. But I don't think it'll be like a for sure negative or for sure positive. But of course, things do change. But I think we'll be cool though. I don't foresee any problems once she gets here.
You don't think it'll be a positive?
I'm saying like it affects it like regardless, not even just us, but just people in general. When you add a child into the dynamic, it affects it. Some people it's positive, some people it's negative. Some people, for the most part, it stays the same. But there is going to be some kind of change. I think it would be crazy to say like there's going to be no change at all.
Yeah, if your relationship stayed the same, I commend you. So. Yeah.
Question number 11. 2 under 2. Do y'all want more kids? Can I go first?
What, you was waiting to answer this or something?
No, I just kind of.
Go ahead.
2 under 2 is a little bit crazy. Definitely more kids, but 2 under 2 is wild.
I said wow.
That's just a lot. Like I can't really say 2 under 2 until we get like started on the one first. Like I think it's kind of crazy to say like 2 under 2 and she hasn't even got here yet. Because your whole perspective might change.
And believe it or not, our families have already asked us if we were doing 2 under 2, which is insane.
Nah, I don't think 2 under 2. Unless everything was just like perfect. Like Tate is
which
easy.
Which is not going to be.
Tate is easy. Like the bread is super high. Like everything is cool. And then we just in like euphoria. Like that might happen. But other than that, 2 under 2 is kind of insane. It's the last one. You want to read?
Well, I got an answer too.
Oh, I thought that was your answer.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, that actually is my answer. 2 under 2 is likely not to happen. I thought about it just because I am going on 29 this year. For me, my cutoff, like, in all seriousness, is 32. So I do want more kids. Well, we both want more kids. I want a big family, so I really wanted like 5 kids. However, like I said, my cutoff is 32, so 3 more years is kind of just like whatever God gives us in these 3 years, that's it for me. So yeah. But I definitely don't think I would do 2 under 2 just because I'm still trying to process the fact that I'm about to be a mom to the first one. That's still a shock. I'm ready for her. I'm prepared for her. I wholeheartedly think that I would be like a bomb mom. But yeah, I think she's going to have to be solo for a little while before we take that next step. And then last but not least, it was a DM from one of my best friends. Which wasn't a question. She just gave advice, but I decided that I was going to share it just because someone else may need to hear the words that she told me. Okay, so it says, not a question, just advice. If you don't do anything else, please set boundaries with your families. Remember that you and Gabe are in this together. Do not give up on each other when shit hits the fans. the first couple of months, and believe it or not, shit will hit the fan. Stand your ground as a couple in the decisions that y'all make as parents, regardless of what your family and friends think. Tate is your baby. I am so happy for y'all. I love y'all. So yeah, I wanted to read that in case anyone else was possibly going through, you know, any type of issues with family and friends based on like boundaries that you guys have set. Just to let you know, it all works out. Stand solid together. And yeah, set boundaries, which we've already started setting boundaries. For me, my approach is, and this has been my approach in relationships in general, like I've always been I handle my family, you handle your family type of woman. And yeah, that's the way I expect it to go with our kids, with our marriage, like whatever. What?
I'm just listening to you.
Oh, it sounded like you were saying something. Oh. Yeah, so that's how I expect it to go, like with our kids, our marriage, all of that. If anything was to ever get out of hand, or, you know, I felt disrespected or he felt disrespected, it's the boundaries that we put on our families and our friends. There are also internal boundaries between us two. I address my family, you address your family, and that's that.
I don't feel like we'll have, or specifically me for sure, as far as like boundaries, expectations, things like that, I don't think I'll have any problem with people.
You think I'm gonna have problems?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm for sure 100% mine is going to be kind of simple. I'm a person, I don't have a problem communicating what I find to be acceptable and not acceptable. And most of the things I'm communicating to people about what is acceptable is also rules that I'm following myself. So it's kind of a zero tolerance on a lot of stuff. And,
rules that you follow yourself?
Yeah.
Like what?
For example, like nobody can hit my child. That's something that I'm also following myself.
But that's like a rare one.
I mean, whatever.
All the other ones will primarily be you are able to do it as a parent, but no one else can.
I mean, for the most part, the boundaries I have are just as far as like treatment and expectations, things like that. I don't have anything that's too crazy. And I don't have people in my life who I feel like will have a problem abiding by those boundaries. So
yeah,
it should be no problem.
I don't see us having issues at all. Thankfully, we both have families that respect things that we say, our boundaries and stuff like that, which I'm very glad about because it could have been a lot worse when I look at like other situations and stuff like that. So I am glad that I'm blessed to be having a kid, not just with him, but with his support system, with how supportive they've been from like day one of our relationship. I'm glad that she's going to be brought into that family dynamic. Because truth be told, it's not often that you get that. So, yeah.
We done?
Any last?
Oh, my bad. Well, that was me asking any last words. I don't have any last words. Like, it's cool. I'm just ready for her to get here. It feel like it's been a long time, but also feel like it's kind of quick. So yeah, I'm just ready. I think we got everything good.
Nothing about this pregnancy was quick.
Well, that's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing. It's been a drag. It's been long. And even today, like in this moment, I am over it and ready to just... I need homegirl to just come on, like, just go ahead and come on. She could come tomorrow, and I will honestly be happy as long as she's healthy. But yeah, that's how over it I transparently am. Anyways, that's all the questions that we had for today. Like I said, not necessarily family content, but I do plan on doing like vlogs with her and stuff like that. Not sure when they will start, just because I know for a fact that first month is going to be like, or I was going to say me and her, it's going to be us and her. I'm not really pulling out a camera. I'm not doing pretty much anything that first month, because that's our time to like bond with her. I think the more I get into my maternity leave and boredom that I start to receive, then I'll pull out a camera sporadically and start like doing like minor little things. But yeah, in general, later this year for sure, you guys will get some mom content. I'll be more consistent. This is my this is my initiation to being back consistent, because last time I said I was going to be consistent, I couldn't be because I ended up finding out that I was pregnant. So this is like my new year, new me, restart type of thing. And I'm excited for you guys to come on this journey with us to a certain degree. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you haven't already, go ahead and thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on my other social medias at Brianna D. Blige, and I will see you in the next video.
1, 2, 3.
Yours? Actually, you open yours, but don't hide like your face.
Are we supposed to be doing that?
Yeah. Your smile is not big enough for me.
Alright, 1, 2, 3. Are you looking at yours too? Or how you doing this one?
Well, I was going to do, because when you snap the picture, it's only going to show the back, right? It's not
Yeah,
going to
just
show
that
that we're pregnant.
2024. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
mine can just show this one then.
Like this.
Yeah.
Maybe the newspaper open.
I need to come like closer.
Okay.
Y'all be all over the place.
No, it's fine.
Okay, we need you to look like you got like the
Right.
PS6.
Yeah. Or actually, you want me to feed you a strawberry? It's supposed to be breakfast in bed.
That would be cute.
That would be very cute.
Let's just do it. That would be really cute.
Or you can feed me a strawberry. I feel like it'd be cuter if I feed him, right?
I think so.
You gotta bite the bullet.
Yeah.
You got to.
You eat strawberries. Like, what
I
do you
do,
think?
that's crazy.
I do, but that's crazy.
Alright.
I'll do a small one.
I do, but that's crazy. I do, but
Acting the R.
it might be easier for him to take a bite though, because I'm like, how do I pretend to eat a
Just put your
strawberry?
teeth on.
Yeah, just put your teeth on it.
Alright.
1, 2, 3.
That was good.
That's cute. That
That was
actually
good.
came out really good.
He's acting like I don't know what I'm talking about.
that was good.
1, 2, 3. Like right.
For the sake of
Perfect, you guys. I'm not taking that damn nothing.
You want to take a picture with Auntie?
Do we
Yes.
over here? Yeah, okay.
You gonna point at the thing?
Look,
Look, point at it.
point at it, Tegan.
Point right there.
Do this. Point. There you go.
Yeah.
You gotta move your hand.
Move your hand. There you go.
Say cheese.
Yeah.
Fly cheese. Or if you want to take the whole thing downstairs, you can.